many people here think that we're in a time of tremendous crisis? How many people here think we're in a time of tremendous opportunity? We're both. You know, you actually can hold both. Hands up. You can say both. That's all right. And that's living the truth. And you know, as you've probably heard many, many times, the Chinese symbol for crisis is also a symbol for opportunity. And that ancient curse is, may you live in interesting times. Few times have been more interesting than these that we live in today. And we're all here because we have the courage, we have the strength, we have the hearts to rise to this moment and truly become fierce light warriors. You who have come here today are particularly in touch with the zeitgeist that's sweeping through the globe and is really at the heart of the possibility, the heart of the excitement that I think we're all feeling today, that's setting ourselves on fire with the love of transformation. It's a crucible. And there are times when it's really, really hard, and you can't deny those times. You can't cover up the wound, as James was saying. You have to open the wound even further. And yet, that crucible is what is creating this alchemy. The alchemy that is transforming us into true gold as a species. And gatherings like this, and each and every one of us, but in particular when we come together in community, we feed each other on the strength that we know we're not alone. And that's a literal truth, because we are so deeply interconnected, we can never be alone. Descartes came up with that idea. I think, therefore I am. Very different than I am because you are. We exist in relationship. We do not exist in separation. We perish in separation. Fear is based on separation. We are so manipulated by fear in our societies, by the misguided voices of our leaders, who really all they want to do is further, the false leaders, who want to further the hegemony, the existing order. We need to do everything we can to transform that existing order. We need a deep systemic change, a deep systemic change. And gatherings like these, where we recognize that, and we hold that, and we intentionalize that, and then we go forth, create that change. Become like acupuncture points on the globe. Right here, right now, we are a global acupuncture point. Because we were so interconnected, there's ripples of intention flowing out of this room right now. You can feel it. You can really feel it. And it's in these small, sometimes they feel like small gatherings of change, that these ripples are going out and they're joining each other and they're building force. They're building force. And if you want the proofs, statistically, if you want to get that mind part of you convinced, there are those who have done the research. Paul Hawkins has done a beautiful book called Blessed Unrest, in which he went out and he was curious about how many people around the world are really working for change in this manner. You know, how big is this zeitgeist? And first he found, 100,000 groups of people acting from the heart to transform this world, coming from a place of compassion in action, with a shared set of core values that nobody told them, but they just know intrinsically is true. True with a capital true, but with a capital T, not true with a dogmatic fixed truth, not the truth, as James said, the rigor mortis truth, but the open, flowing truth of the process that we're in. As he investigated further, the numbers rose and rose, and now he realizes there are literally millions of groups around the world that are part of this movement of movements that's creating change. And it's creating change on a scale that has never been seen before. We are part of the largest social movement in history. Step into that and own that and celebrate that. We have power. We have tremendous power. We have tremendous power in the most healthy kind of way. The old model of power was a model of power over. That's patriarchal power. I know that term's gone out of favor, but that's patriarchal power. You know, the patriarchy is not actually an accurate term. There's a Jungian term which is pure-archy. That is the rule of little boys. Who's little? You know, if we look back to George Bush, you know, just imagine him in short pants in a sandbox saying, "These are my toys." That's the rule of little boys. That's what we've been subjected to. And it's time for us all to grow up and step into our spiritual maturity. That's a beautiful call. This is not just about action, transforming the world and you know, fixing a problem. This is about stepping into our divine birthright. This is about becoming who we truly are. This is the greatest gift we can receive, is bringing spirit into matter. That's the journey of the human soul. That's why we incarnated. You know, they're not separate. We've been tricked into believing they're separate. Damn you, Descartes! Let go of that. That gave rise to the whole birth of the industrial growth society. Me, mine. Just leave me alone, let me have it. That's the contracted self-sense. We're bigger than that. We're more spacious than that. We can really dare to be compassionate, loving souls on this planet who can open our hearts to each and every one that we meet. We can do that. There's nothing to be afraid of. When you open your heart, when you come from a space of true compassion, you are indestructible. When everything that happens to you in your life is the deepest gift you've ever been given, when you step into that place of gratitude, when you're just coming from that place of thank you, thank you, thank you. That doesn't mean you tolerate the abuse. When the abuse comes at you, you do not tolerate it. Because this love I'm talking about is a fierce love. That's a beautiful thing, a fierce love. That's why we're warriors. We're fierce love warriors. We transform it. Love is so much more powerful than hate. Hate is brittle, it's fragile. That little boy energy, you know, you just go like bink and it just collapses in a heap. I know, I've done it, I've been there. I've been a little boy many times. I'm working on being a true, embodied, fierce light warrior. You know, and there's so much in our culture that teaches us the exact opposite. We're here to give, not to take. We're here to receive, not to take. There's a big difference. That's something that you can work on, and it gets subtler and subtler and subtler. There's no end to growth. We're never done. You can relax on that. Here, I give you a get out of enlightenment free pass right now. Ding! You don't have to be enlightened. I tried, I worked on it, you know. I went down to India and I did 21-day solo retreats, 18 hours a day. I'm gonna get enlightened, I'm gonna do it, you know. Take that ego, throw it against the wall, smash it. It didn't work. I cut my ego up. It's like a multi-headed snake that just kept growing more heads. It was like, now I'm going to get enlightened. You know, I'm almost enlightened. Oh yeah, I'm going to be the most Buddhist Buddha. I'm going to be more Buddha than Buddha. That doesn't work. We're process. We're in process. That's a beautiful thing, to be in process.